first in high definition from the station on your side. This is WAVY News 10.
Today, members of the House of Delegates rejected the Senate amendments to the state budget.
One of those amendments would delay tolls on the downtown and midtown tunnels until 2014. That was expected. But what was not expected was the continuing push by the governor's office claiming the budget is unconstitutional. With today's Toll Watch, Send Your Side's Andy Fox is live in Richmond. Andy.
Tom, as a political observer of the state capitol for many, many years, I'm getting the feeling that this is going to be a very rocky road between the governor's office and members of the delegation from Hampton Roads, pushing not to have tolls until January 2014. The governor's saying you can't do that. We have a signed deal. Delegate Johnny Joanno is also a lawyer, and he says there may be problems with Senator Louise Lucas's budget amendment calling for no tolls until January 2014. What are your thoughts? I mean, are there legal problems?
I think there are legal problems with it.
Governor Bob McDonnell claims the state attorney general's opinion is the budget amendment violates the U.S. and Virginia constitutions, that it legislatively attempts to dictate a change in contract terms for a previously executed contract. Suffolk Delegate Chris Jones met today with McDonnell's chief of staff.
Told him that I thought that they should not sign the financial agreement. They should wait. They should stand down on that. They should look to rescope the size of the project.
The governor thinks the comprehensive agreement that has been signed is the contract.
I don't think they can execute the agreement today without that financial agreement signed. So I would argue that the contract has not been fully executed, and therefore there is opportunity for the General Assembly to act or to be involved.
Jones is calling for the project to be cut in scope, remove the Martin Luther King Extension Project from the comprehensive agreement, fund the project from VDOT's 6-year program, have VDOT do maintenance and not expensive private vendors, and if tolls are imposed, only after the project is complete.
I feel that the deal was not a good deal to begin with, and that it's something that needs to be looked at again, and they need to rescope the project, and if they're unwilling, if they don't feel they can do that, then I think the deal should be terminated for convenience.
Terminated for convenience is one of those clauses in the comprehensive agreement that allows VDOT to walk away if it determines that all of a sudden this deal is not in the best interest of VDOT. Now, Chris Jones and Johnny Joanno are very important members of the budget negotiating team that now has 2 budgets, and they have to come up with a compromise. So the good news for Hampton Roads is that Chris Jones and Johnny Joanno are on that committee so that they can have possibly the final word at the budget table when the total budget is produced that will include this amendment or will not include this amendment, and that will be the fight from now, Nicole, until the end of this special session. And believe it or not, we could not get an official comment from the governor, Governor Bob McDonnell, because in this special session he is not here. He is on the West Coast doing business out there. We'll have an update coming up for you tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6. More about this deal and more about possible trouble between the two sides coming up.
Certainly lots of eyes and ears on the Toll Watch. Thank you, Andy, reporting live from Richmond for us. Should President Obama's health care reform law be thrown out? Is it legal to make all Americans buy coverage? That's the center of a second day of arguments in the Supreme Court. An Obama administration lawyer argued the mandate is allowed because health care is in crisis.
But for more than 40 million Americans, the system does not work.
Therefore, you can make people buy broccoli.
No, it's quite different. It's quite different.
So can the government require you to buy a cell phone because that would facilitate responding when you need emergency services?
Court observers think saving the health care law may hinge on Justice Anthony Kennedy.
The young person who's uninsured is uniquely, proximately very close to affecting the rates of insurance and the cost of providing medical care in a way that is not true in other industries.
26 states, including Virginia, sued to have the law thrown out. Tomorrow, the arguments will focus on whether the government can expand Medicaid. Also, if the court strikes down part of the law, can the rest of it stand?
More than 4,000 sailors and Marines are on their way overseas. They left with the USS Iwo Jima Amphibious Readiness Group. The 8-month deployment is a first for one of the ships. Then on your side's Art Kahn spoke with the commander of the USS New York before it left Naval Station, Norfolk.
Even before she set sail on her maiden deployment, the USS New York and her crew fought a long battle to get the ship out of the yard and into the fight.
As with every ship and every ship that's being built, there are always little snags that come along the way.
Actually, the New York had several manufacturing and operational problems that delayed her service and demanded costly repairs. But this day marks a new beginning for a vessel named after the Big Apple.
But for this ship, New York is more than just a name.
The bow of the ship was forged from 7.5 tons of steel salvaged from the wreckage of the World Trade Center following the attack of September 11th. Both the ship and her commanding officer will forever be connected to that fateful day.
I'm a New Yorker. I have an uncle of mine is a New York City firefighter, so being on board this ship is especially humbling and honoring for me.
But the USS New York is much more than a symbol of American resolve, and the Navy says she will play an important role in this deployment.
She brings a really good capability in the area of intelligence, cryptologic systems that are more advanced than her predecessors.
In fact, this new class of amphibious ship will, according to her captain, be a real game changer.
Between the 3D air search radars and the capability the ship has, to the low radar cross-section so we can sneak into areas, to the size of the well deck to be able to carry 2 LCACs.
There is also room for Commander Herman to bid a proper farewell to some very important people who have come to wish him and his crew a safe journey. At Naval Station Norfolk, Art Kahn, 10 on your side.
Also on deployment, the group's flagship, the USS Iwo Jima and the USS Gunston Hall. You're going to hear why so many members expressed concerns on the pier this morning as they watched their loved ones pull away. That is new tonight at 5:30.
The odds of winning 1 in 176 million, but that certainly has not turned people away today.
Long odds.
Big odds.
That's because the Mega Millions jackpot is at $363 million, the third largest in the history of the drawing. 10 on your side's Ari Lucia is live at one of the busiest places around to buy tickets, and she's smiling.
Yeah, Allie's at the border station in Chesapeake. That's a popular place tonight. And Allie, don't forget your friends here. Hook us up now.
I've got my ticket, Nicole and Tom. So do a lot of people here at the border station. We've been here all afternoon, and everyone has been coming in, some to purchase 5 tickets, some to purchase 200, but those Mega Million tickets are all everyone is talking about. So many ways to play, but the biggest hand today inside border station, Mega Millions, for a chance at $363 million. Customers trying their chance in 2 states, making picks in either North Carolina or Virginia.
I'm going to buy a couple of tickets, a couple Mega Million, couple Powerball tickets.
At lunchtime, this line held steady on the Virginia side, filled with people like Frida Burke, who's come every week in hopes that this time will be different.
Oh, yes, I'll pay all my bills and pay my car off. Then I can give something to my church and my family.
You never know. Maybe luck will come my way soon.
We met regular players like Matt Maldonado, who's won before, but it was pretty small in comparison to today's number.
I won $1,000 on a $1 scratch ticket. That was the most I ever won.
Gretchen James made the stop on her way home to Elizabeth City. She let the computers pick the numbers on her tickets.
I say computer pick, no strategy.
Gretchen isn't a regular player, but today she went through the line twice, deciding to get tickets for her husband too.
I'm back here. Now I'm getting 5 for my husband.
And even though the chances of winning aren't exactly great, in this line everyone is willing to bet at least $1 for the big prize.
I want 15 mega tickets, winning ones please. Got that? Or you get that all day?
I get that all day.
Now the lines at this border station aren't very long now, but they are expecting a big after-work rush crowd here to buy some of those tickets. They say sometimes the lines get out the door, and coming up at 5:30, I'll be talking to one of those clerks about how many winning tickets they've sold here. Tom and Nicole.
Wow.
Just keep thinking of this, though. 1 in 176 million.
I think I'll still try. You know, you never know. Thanks,
That's
Allie.
a lot.
Well, WAVY News 10 is your official lottery station.
The only place you can watch the drawing is during WAVY News 10 at 11. It's like something you'd seen in a movie, a band of thieves stealing millions of dollars in jewels, some of it right here in Hampton Roads. We're digging into how they did it, new at 5:30.
And a battle between church and city today. The House of Worship got more people on its side. See a faithful show of support against a road realignment project.
Also, it's supposed to keep things from going up in flames. Now researchers say retardants could make fires more dangerous. We'll tell you how.
Try again. They are words to live by at NASA, and with good reason.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Launch of the fifth and final Terrier improved Orion.
Another word we can add, finally. You may have seen it live on WAVY News 10 just before 5 this morning when rockets started blasting off from Wallops Island. NASA tried several times to launch these rockets over 2 weeks, but couldn't because of the weather. These pictures from NASA show the milky white clouds formed by the rockets releasing those chemical tracers. See them there? These allow scientists to see the winds in space. The rockets will help researchers learn more about the jet stream at the edge of the Earth's atmosphere.
Certain flame retardants could actually make fires more dangerous. The chemical bromide is added to products such as carpet and furniture to reduce flammability. But research out of the UK found they also increase the amount of toxic gases released in a fire. These gases, not burns, are the cause of fire deaths. Bromide is a halogen-based retardant. Researchers say mineral-based retardants have no effect on toxic gases. Firefighters in a battle with raging wildfires in Colorado. We'll tell you what started it all and show you the damage.
And a street fight tonight, a show of support for a Virginia Beach church battling the city. New developments in the story 10 on Your Side has been following for weeks now.
We are following breaking news right now. 4-vehicle crash in Suffolk, including a school bus.
Officials say students were on the bus at the time, but no one was hurt. This call came in about 4 o'clock, within the hour, at the intersection of Goblin Boulevard and Centerbrook Lane. Again, no reports of injuries. Police are still investigating. Well, and there's a road realignment battle going on tonight. Another round today in the fight between a church and the city.
Local church leaders are showing their support for Emmanuel Episcopal's opposition to the realignment of Princess Anne Road near Kempsville Road in Virginia Beach. The roadway sits just 70 feet from the church's day school, and there's no plan for a safety wall to protect the children. 10 on Your Side's Ava Hurdle is following the story live from the church. Ava?
Nicole, wide-ranging support for the church versus the big city.
We stand this morning at the intersection of two great roads in this city. Regrettably, we also stand at one of those tragic intersections of church and state.
That intersection is the realigned Princess Anne Road at Kempsville Road, where, once completed, it will sit only 70 feet from Emmanuel Episcopal Church's day school. And that's a safety concern. A news conference brought out several church leaders.
It is something Kempsville cherishes, prizes, and should be protected. Thank you.
Another pastor, Reverend Kelly Barris, is from Kempsville Baptist Church.
And yes, man needs to be careful when they begin to touch God's property. And for somebody to come in and just take your land, that's not right.
Supporters held up signs as they got a first-hand look at the road project behind Emmanuel Episcopal Church.
It's about religious freedom, meaning if they can do it to this church here that's been here for 170 years, they can do it to any church.
Church Rector John Baldwin was overwhelmed.
To have this turnout is just really encouraging. It's really heartening. We all know that one church suffers, we all suffer.
The city, in a prepared statement, said it's offered the church $850,000 plus nearly 2 acres of land, that the design and alignment of this project was determined with VDOT and community input. And so far, both sides have yet to reach an agreement. We're live in Virginia Beach tonight. Ava Hurdle, 10 on Your Side.
Now, if the city and church cannot reach a settlement, there's a court hearing set in the fall.
Just a little bit of a chill today. I know that from where you were saying, it's beautiful. I
know. I can't believe you think I'd be complaining about these cool temperatures. I just got back from Haiti where it was 90s, in the 90s during the day and in the 70s at night. And I thought that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's what summer's going to be like here, and that's probably going to be here in just a couple of weeks.
Right.
How the spring has been going so far. But for today, though, it was a cooler day across the area. You can see our view on Tower Cam 10 right now. Nice clear skies again across Hampton Roads. Beautiful sight out there. I actually enjoyed the day today. I had the light jacket going, but I'm the kind of person that likes to have that kind of fleece jacket on. It's kind of soft against the skin, so I don't know. I don't complain about that. But temperatures, though, now in the mid-50s still. 54 degrees in Virginia Beach. At the airport, it's also 54. Newport News at 55 degrees right now. Hampton at 52. Suffolk at 57 degrees for this evening, getting colder as we go throughout the night. The winds are still kind of sort of out of the northerly direction. A few spots are seeing westerly winds right now, right around 5 to 10 miles an hour, not that strong. But the wind speed is going to calm down as we go throughout the night, and then that's going to allow the temperatures to really plummet. And we're only a couple of hours away from having that happen. So you can see temperatures in the 50s in our area, 40s off to the north, but that northerly wind has been cut off. So now we're going to start to tap into this warmer air in portions towards Nashville and also even into Atlanta. Temperatures right now in the 70s to 80s, so that's going to be that kind of warm push of air that we're going to see happen across Hampton Roads as we go into our day for tomorrow. It's not going to be really that long until we talk about warm temperatures, but with that change, though, once again comes with a lot of wind. To get cold today, we had strong wind yesterday, so to get warm tomorrow, we're going to have to deal with strong wind for our day tomorrow. High pressure kind of moving out of the area. We'll see a few more clouds into the day, but mostly southerly winds will be across the area. We'll have those gusts probably up to 30 miles an hour tomorrow before that cold front comes in then Wednesday night and going into Thursday. So it's just going to be a one-day deal where we'll have these temperatures back into at least the 70s, maybe on Thursday too, but we'll eventually have cooler air moving in as we go towards the end of this week. So it's really a big turbulent forecast. High pressure's in control. I'll show you here on Future Track. That kind of drifts off towards the east-south a little bit overnight tonight. Early tomorrow morning, it's going to be cold out there, but I'm not worried about seeing any frosts or freezes. There could be some frost in portions into North Carolina, but overall, though, I'm expecting things to be generally just okay, probably in the mid to upper 30s for low, so just warm enough. Now, warmer pushes in tomorrow. We'll have really mostly clear skies. Thunderstorms are possible then on Wednesday night and going into Thursday as that cold front kind of slides down to the south. Behind it, temperatures will be a little bit cooler. For tomorrow, though, about 74 degrees in Ahoskie, 70 degrees in Nags Head. Chesapeake, you'll have a high tomorrow of 74 degrees, but remember, it's going to be very windy tomorrow, so probably not as enjoyable as we've had before, just because those gusts could be up to about 30 to 35 miles an hour. Extending your forecast out, temperatures are going to be back in the lower 60s on Friday. Thunderstorms, showers expected on Saturday.
It was not an ordinary day at the office for an Oregon construction worker.
Well, I noticed a gentleman that was coming out of the bank, throwing his hat off and taking his shirt off.
Hear how the 40-year-old used the skills he learned in high school to help police get a bank robbery suspect. Then,
it's all lies. We produce nothing but 100% beef.
Pink slime fallout. Now people are losing their jobs. New at 5:30, the measures employees took to have their stories heard.
It started as a controlled burn that got out of control. Now it's a 3,000-acre wildfire in central Colorado. Since last week, it's responsible for the destruction of several homes. The flames jumped the fire line Monday in Jefferson County, that's west of Denver, and then spread quickly into the hills. Close to 100 firefighters are there now, hundreds more coming in from across the country. Winds are making things very difficult here. The fire reduced 16 homes to ash. Hundreds more are threatened here. Crews have found 2 people dead, but don't know if the fire caused those deaths. Firefighters say they aren't any close to containing those flames.
A construction worker turned crime fighter. Police say it all started after a bank robbery.
Well, I noticed a gentleman that was coming out of the bank, thrown his hat off and taken his shirt off, I just put my truck in park and got out and started chasing him.
The 40-year-old former track star says he ran after the suspect through traffic and eventually caught up to him about a half-mile away from the bank.
He was peeling his pants off, the last part of his little uniform he had on, and I just ran at him as fast as I could and just hit him, and all he said is, "Ouch!" And his eyes got that big, and then the cops, "Get down!"
On one hand, we certainly appreciate the help, and it made the difference today. On the other hand, it is a risky business. These people who are robbing banks are desperate, are often armed.
That's right. You could get hurt going after a guy like that.
Yeah.
Officers arrested 30-year-old Matthew Hurstrom. Police say he did not have a weapon.
An airport arrest investigation. This was all caught on tape. You're going to see why one police department is reviewing the actions of several officers. And
scary moments for passengers aboard a flight headed to Vegas. Hear what happened when the pilot inside the plane forced it to make an unscheduled landing in Texas.
Three police officers in Oklahoma City may be in trouble over an arrest at the airport. Surveillance cameras show us what happened here. Police say the man tried to bypass security to meet presidential hopeful Newt Gingrich. Watch.
I'm with the CIA. I'm going to take you. Okay, I'll give up. I'll give up. I give up.
The man was on the ground and three officers struggled to get him in handcuffs. Police say one of the officers repeatedly used his taser. Once the suspect was in handcuffs, officers dragged him face first across the floor.
What we have seen on the video caused us some concern. That's why we launched the investigation.
And the man arrested faces charges of trespassing, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Two of the officers involved are on regular duty. A third is on restricted duty. $1 million jewelry theft with ties to Hampton Roads busted by federal investigators.